Well, it's been a while since I've done an update, so I thought I'd give you an update on what's happening with the house and also future plans for things I'm working on. The good news is I got my first electric bill and it's only 7,766 pesos, which at the current rate of 54 per dollar, that's not too bad. It's better than I expected. In the front of the house, I've been working on doing a little bit of landscaping as far as adding some shrubs and some bushes and things like that. You can see in the picture I'm starting to make it, got gravel everywhere, so it looks good. I've added some things on the side. And I'm also working on some more lights and things like that. So the garage looks nice. So I got that all set up and ready to go. As far as the inside of the house goes, we added some curtains, my big screen TV, the living room's shaping up looking pretty good. On the side of the house where you come in the front door, we've got that all curtains throughout the entire house, so that's all set up and ready to go. Uh, in the bedroom, same thing. We put the giant curtains, and they're all blackout curtains, so it does completely dark when you close it at night. So it's really nice. My office, nothing to brag about. I really haven't done anything to it yet. Now that I'm retired and not working, it's kind of a slow project. On the outside, I've got new dog cages on the side, so everybody's got their own place to live. And I'm thinking of doing some updates to the roof in the garage with these solar lights. I bought them for the back and they work really great. They're 1,000 watt, and I bought two more for the front of the gate. My bathroom is done, outside bathroom. Not fantastic, but it's good for just outside bathroom. It's working, the water's there, everything's fine. As you expect, the balcony's done. I got new furniture for the balcony as well, so it's nice sitting out there. I got a nice cool breeze. Things are working great. The backyard, I got a couple of rubicon trees, papaya trees. I got my figs going. I'm starting to shape it up. I still got my burn barrel there because there's no trash. And we had our first party. We had a boodle fight, so we had some people over for some food and some fun. And all in all, it was a good time actually. So our new house is started. Electric bill is where I want it to be, and everything's looking pretty good. Now for my next project, I've been thinking about putting solar panels on top of the garage and putting all the units inside the garage. I've priced some of them out. I can think of a 7 kW system, and it should be enough to power my entire house with batteries. So that's my next thing. I think I'm going to do that. I got to get some pricing and some quotes from different stores, and we'll see how much it costs. Now, I've had a lot of requests from people wanting to know what it's like in Toledo City and nearby and how I get to my house from the city and what the driving's like. So, what I thought I'd do is I'd stick a dash cam video on here. Now, it's kind of long, but if you can skip ahead and if you don't want to watch it, you can just go by. But it's interesting, it'll show you what the roads look like around here. Okay, let's back out of my garage and get onto the street. My wife's going to open the gate for me and let me know if traffic's coming. I'm thinking of putting like a mirror or something up there so I can see what's coming on the left because you can see when you open this door up, this is only like a 1.5 lane, 1.25 lane road. And there's lots of scooters and traffic, and they zoom down this road pretty fast. So you really have to be careful pulling out. This road that goes to the main road is only really about 2 kilometers long, 1.5 kilometers. It's not very long. It seems long because you have to be careful because it goes all the way down to less than 1 lane sometimes, and the houses are built right on it. And there's all kinds of houses here. Some of these lots are up for sale, so you'll see that there's new houses, old houses, abandoned houses, all kinds of things here. Some places still haven't recovered. These used to be all a bunch of mango trees on the left, and when the typhoon came over a year ago, it wiped out about 100 of them, so they're all gone. Well, they're still there, but they fell over, the roots are sticking out, and a lot of them haven't been cut up yet. What they're doing, I notice, is they're cutting up a lot of them as they go, and they're burning them, making them into charcoal. Now, this property here is actually for sale around here. It goes all the way back to the fish ponds in the back, and you can get it for between, right now it's gone from 1,700 pesos per square meter, 2,000 pesos per square meter. The price has gone up. uh, you can see a new house being built here on the right. There's some really nice houses in the back. There's a famous guy on the left. It's a basketball player for the Philippines. He's on this road. You can see fibers coming in. This guy's a gravel person. He's selling gravel to locals now and opened his own little store. There's lots of little sari stores along the way here where you can stop and get like general stores. Like they make snacks and they sell a lot of things like pop and just food and laundry detergent and things like that. And there's like probably 10 of them along this road. It's amazing how many of them can stay in business. There's also a dragon fruit farmer here. There's all kinds of things. Another store we just passed. You have to be careful going down this road because there's lots of kids, lots of dogs. Like they say, the most dangerous animal in the Philippines is a dog, and they pop up out of nowhere. There's lots of them, and they cause lots of scooter accidents every year. So now I'm in my SUV. You can imagine this is a water supplier on the left. You can imagine with an SUV like I have, a seven-seater, I'm trying to pull out. Now this is a little smaller than one lane going out into the main highway, so only one car can come in or go out. And you'll notice that all the scooters are parked there. Those are all the hobble hobble drivers that offer people rides down to wherever they live in the city there or in the back. So you have to be careful. You have to roll up here, take a look. This is the barangay office straight ahead for this area. It's kind of like the central place, police chief type place. Drive down the road. So from here to Toledo City, and Toledo itself is actually a large area with several little cities, but this is going towards Toledo City. And going towards Toledo City here is about 15 kilometers. And you'll see lots of little stores again along the way. You got to really watch out for traffic. I'm not going to film the entire route because it's too boring. This morning what I had to do was I have to go out and try and get a heat gun to bend some conduit to fix some wiring. My dogs actually got into the electric pump outside and I didn't have a cover on it and they chewed the wires right off the electric pump. So I'm going to replace the wiring with solid conduit. But I need a heat gun to do the bending. I have everything else. So this is Sunday, so good luck. Let me check and see if I can find a place that's got one. And I'm driving down the road. You can see on the left there's still lots of places that haven't recovered from the typhoon. The roofs have been ripped off and the buildings have been done. Believe it or not, there's people that live in the bottom of that building. They just haven't fixed the top. So a lot of people just fix the area where they're living and then they're just trying to get the money together. Very few people here in the Philippines have got any kind of insurance. When everything gets ripped up by a typhoon or anything else, it's money out of their pocket. And so what they do is they fix as they go. It might take 2 or 3 years to recover from a typhoon, depending on how big your building is and how much money you happen to have. So it's just how it works here. Now, this being Sunday, the traffic is a lot lighter than usual, but also along that route, you're liable to see things you don't normally see. Like coming up here, there's some kind of a motorcycle club that decided they were going to have some kind of a ride or something, and they're gathering together, and they decided their meeting point would be like right in the middle of the road. So I'm coming with my SUV trying to get by, and I do get by, but it's just amazing. If it's a bike club, but they're just everywhere. This is the beginning of Toledo City. You can see the sign there. So we've met the outskirts. Now these guys must have come a long way because all day I see stragglers, and there must have been over 50 to 70 of these guys all together. So they're come a long way. What's amazing is they it looks like they drove a long way, but a lot of these scooters are like 110cc. Here's another challenge when you're driving. Not only are these little tricycles here hauling all kinds of stuff, blocking the way, and then there's this other small vans that haul people around, but there's also people that are like bicycle uh, things that have people on them, and they're going like really, really slow. So you got to be careful. Now this was a long road. It was like I said, 15 kilometers. So I didn't film the whole thing. We can anybody has a request and they want to see like the port and the market, and there's lots of other places here. This is the copper mine here, so there's a lot of copper mines. There's a lot of things here, beaches, and I got some of my other videos where I've gone to some of the local beaches to look around, but you can see them. But one thing to be careful here, if you're new to driving in the Philippines, is first off, these motorcycles, or scooters, they have the right of way. You're supposed to see them, even though if they pass you on the right, they pass you on the left. Sometimes they pass you on both sides at the same time and trying to squeeze in between. And that's why I've got a nice Rusi dent on the side of my car because somebody tried passing me on the left while I was making a left-hand turn. So They didn't quite make it, so they bounced off the side of my car. They didn't get hurt too bad, and of course he got the citation. I didn't, because he crossed a double yellow line and tried to pass me while I was turning. So, but that kind of stuff's dangerous. They have a lot of hazards here. Now, moving into town, I cut out a few miles here because it's too boring to see everything. But this is right when you start coming into town. This is what they call downtown Toledo City. So downtown Toledo City is actually pretty small. There's a port on the left. There's a main gas station. There's a area here coming up on the left. You'll see a whole bunch of tricycles parked in at night. That whole area is full of vendors, and they sell barbecue. And this on the side here is cake places, Mang Inasal barbecue places. These are all lots of little stores, laundries to have your clothes done, electrical shops, supply stores. Here's the barbecue place on the left, and at night there's many vendors in there, and there's hundreds of people sitting out there, and you can have a nice meal for like about $4. Now, careful driving through the intersections here. You'll probably notice when I approach this intersection, and this is downtown here. This is where the 7-Eleven is, and the Jollibees, and the McDonald's, and the Mercury Drug, and the Watsons, and all that kind of stuff. Uh, there are no traffic signs, no traffic cops here. There are nothing. Once in a while, there's a traffic enforcer on duty, not too often. So you just have to slow down. Now, I didn't go through this one because I'm going to stop off to the BDO bank and I'm going to try and get some cash because credit cards are unheard of here. You have to have cash for everything. I just drove past my Metro bank and it said offline right on the door. So I have to go through this little side street here, and I like to come up to this BDO bank because it's got a nice wide road and it's easy to maneuver. So I can get back here and I can get some money on my way to try and find my heat gun. So I'm going to pull in on the side of the road. There's no such thing as parking here. There's no parking spaces. You can just find a space and do whatever you want to do. Some people park with their flashers on right in the middle of the road and block the entire traffic and walk away. And sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. You do that at your own risk. So here I went to BDO. Now what I decided to do is you go by the international school here in the back. I'm going to attempt to turn left. There's no traffic lights, and there's somebody backing up right in the middle of the intersection, and there's people going around them while they're backing up. So I'm going to bypass the main road in downtown, and it's crowded, and I'm going to try and go around the side street here and then go back out onto the main road because since they don't have what I'm looking for in the other stores, I'm going to go to a place called Grand. It's a Grand Mall. It's actually just a small place that has a grocery store, some camera shops, computer store, lots of jewelry and things like that, a couple of restaurants to eat. So I've decided to go out there and see because they do have a garden shop in the Grand to see if they have what I'm looking for in the garden shop. So I got to navigate past this road here and get back out onto the main street. Just turn right. Now, what's interesting is when I go down this main street, there is a school zone here, so you really have to be careful. When school lets out, and school lets out around here around noon and around 3, and when it does, the places are jam-packed with people picking up kids on scooters, and they're driving every which way, and you have to be really careful. Now, straight ahead here is the port. If I go to the next block over, you'll be right on the port of Toledo City. Going down this road, I'm going to head towards the Grand, and to do that, I gotta go through the split. Now the split is where a main road goes to the right and goes to Cebu City, which is 56 kilometers away, through the mountains, and straight ahead's along the coast, and that's where the Grand is. So you just got to kind of navigate through this split here because the road goes to the right and to the left, and there's a Y in the center. And nobody has the right of way. It's kind of California rules here, meaning the person with the biggest car usually gets to go first. So be careful if you see a bus coming because they're not going to stop. So here I just slow down. I just kind of cut off a few of these guys. I roll out into traffic. You notice the guy on the left tried to pass me already on a scooter. On the right, they're going to be coming around. People pass you from all sides. The Grand's coming up, so I don't want to get too much in the middle lane. You got to be careful because all these people pull out. There's a habit here where people will pull out into traffic, and they will look to see if traffic is coming after they pull out. Well, I'm not sure it's because people have a tendency to drive slower here because top speed is not as high, but you'll notice people on the right passing me, and sometimes you'll see a lot of scooters passing you with 5 people on them, and like little kids on them all over the place. So you gotta be careful. Kids are playing in the street. It's not unusual. You gotta be vigilant here. As you'll see, I pull into the parking lot. Now I like the Grand. Why? Because once again, it has a big parking lot and it's easy to park in here. So you'll pull in here, but you'll notice why not pull into the Grand. Watch this. This guy in the MG, he found his spot and he kind of didn't even look to see who's behind him. He just decided he's going to put it in reverse and he's going to back into that parking spot. I stopped and he clearly does not have enough room to get by me, so I'm making sure no one's behind me and I'm backing up to let him out. But he didn't even hesitate, he didn't even look till right about now. Now the passenger's looking at me and he's going, oh, you know what, there's a car behind us. So as you can imagine, here's where I like to park. I've seen several accidents in this parking lot already with people backing into each other. 2 cars backed up at the same time and backed into each other. So I park here right by the carabao place where the goats and the cattle eat grass, and I park out there and then I walk. And of course, they didn't have what I was looking for, so I cut the medium part out, and I'm getting ready to leave. And so I'm getting ready to pack it in here. It's not going to be much longer of a video, but I'm not going to film the entire going back because you've already seen a lot of it. But I got to pull back out into traffic here. I'll make 2 more quick stops, and I'll show you another supplier. J&T, where I usually buy a lot of things, was closed today, so I didn't go by there. But I am going to stop by Ping Ping, and Ping Ping has a lot of stuff, and they delivered stuff to my house, no problem, Gcash payments and things like that. So pull out a Grand here. I got to navigate back through the split again, going right. Now this is probably the widest road you're ever going to see anywhere in this area. This is like super wide. Most of the time they're like a lane and a half wide. So here I lucked out. I was able to get through. Nothing coming, so just pull right out into the street. You can see there's lots of money lending places along the way too. That seems to be very popular in pawn shops. People will pawn things and the next month they'll get their money back, and they kind of trade their jewelry back and forth, do things like that to get cash. So here's Ping Ping Supply. I'll pull in there and we'll see if they have what I'm looking for. And unfortunately, when I went in, they were very friendly and they look everything up for me, but guess what? They did not have it. So I left Ping Ping and I decided it's on the way home. Going back down through, this is downtown Toledo City here. You kind of navigate through about 3 intersections. And I noticed on my way going through here that I had lucked out for whatever reason. Maybe it's the time of day or whatever. But there were open parking spots at McDonald's. So I said, hey, what the heck? Let's stop off at McDonald's and have a quick hamburger, because they do have a McDonald's here in Toledo City, believe it or not. The McDonald's, the Jollibees, and the Mang Inasal. And I hear coming soon a Chow King. So hey, we're hitting the big time here pretty soon. See, look, there's almost no cars at McDonald's. I guess because it's Sunday, everybody's off at church or something. Maybe, I don't know. But it was wide open, so there you go. I pulled right into Ronald there. Get me a Big Mac. Now I'm headed back home, going down the road, and we're approaching the bridge where I go back to my house, and I have to turn left down the one-way road. So this is where I stop the video. I pretty much position myself at the top of the road, and I try and clear it, and I get back to the house and message my wife, I'm on the way, open the gate for me, and that's it. So thanks for watching. You have any special requests, let me know. I got a lot of places around town. I will be doing some updates on my solar power that I'm going to do, and the solar roof, and probably the solar supplier. He's over there just past Grand on the other side of the bridge. So this is how it's going to go. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Let me know if you have any special requests.